All right, I got a few things that I want to say. Hello and happy witching hour. And I won't be here long. I'm not. So you're going to catch me when you can, or catch me if you're trying to catch me live. Not that I get very many live viewers. I wanted to come and say a few words about the whole Sydney Wilson shooting and everything. And I did watch the video and I watched it at Super Sly's live that he did. And when I watched it, I didn't watch the whole thing when I watched it like prior to that. But he pointed out, like later on in the video, I'm not going to play the video, but he pointed out, so you just have to go look at the video if you want to see it. But Sly had pointed out that, like, after he shot her, after the cop had shot her, he, you could hear her make this kind of sound, and it wasn't a growling sound that she made, which is what we typically connect to demons. Um, or whatever, or a demon sound. It was something else. Okay. Now, first of all, I don't know when this incident happened with Sydney Wilson, but this is exactly what I have been warning people about. This is exactly, okay, among other things, I have been warning a lot of people about the supernatural stuff that we're going to witness and see. And that was absolutely and definitely spiritual possession that she was under. So, she was, she comes out of the apartment. I don't know the whole backstory of the wellness check that was being done, but the cop goes there to do a wellness check. She opens the door, closes it, comes back out, says, "How you doing?" Starts slinging a knife at him. The cop has to shoot her several times to take her down, which is a sign of possession, because typically when a human body is being controlled by something else, it's harder to take them down, right? So he finally gets her down. She's still alive, apparently, because you can hear her. And it's something that I knew that, well, I mean, for years, for the past few years, we've been seeing, like, I saw a video of a man that was like busting out of his back door and the police had to shoot him because he came at the police like a zombie. Like, I mean, we've seen a lot. And then a few years ago we witnessed the guy over in Florida eating the dude's face off. So we've been seeing this for a while, but that right there was absolutely demon possession. Now, this is what my spiritual synopsis of the situation is. Okay. First of all, Obeah is a form of Caribbean sorcery, and they say that it's very, if you Google it, it'll say that it's very destructive. It's a lot of destructive energies in this world. But the thing of it is that I've heard a few things about Obeah throughout the years. And, well, first of all, the cop needs to cleanse himself because of his encounter with whatever that was. Like, the cop needs an exorcism for real. Um, but the thing that I have noticed about Obeah is that it is, to me, these demonic spirits of unknown origin. And I always will say that some of the spirits that I have encountered some of the supernatural stuff that I've encountered is very inhuman. It's very inhuman. Like it's almost something that was conjured out of another galaxy almost. I mean, it, and just FYI, I have actually removed Obeah from myself 3 times and then from several others. So it's not something that people need to be freaking out about. Oh, it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Like whatever this, and I believe that it was several entities that was inhabiting this woman, because even after she makes this groan sound, you can still hear the spirits. There's several of them. The one thing that people have to understand is that spirits can be killed by bullets. They can be killed. They can be destroyed by, what are bullets made out of? Iron? Are all of them made out of iron? Ty, are all bullets made out of iron? Or is it copper? Or what? I guess they can be made out of a lot of different things. They can be silver, but typically iron is what would kill it. It would kill a spirit, like even a malevolent spirit. So you could even tell, like from what I observed, that lady was already gone. She was already gone. Okay. I'm curious as to the backstory on the wellness check. So she was checked out to lunch. She was gone. What I can sense is that those spirits were definitely controlling her body. Uh, and they were pretty much taken over. Okay. It's funny how they call it obeya, almost like obey. You know what I'm saying? Or to do as one is commanded, is what it kind of sounds like to me. But yeah, that video, like, it's really trippy. It's very, very trippy looking at that video. Even though I do that for a living, like, honestly, I can honestly say that I have removed that type of Caribbean, I guess Jamaican, um, evil spirits from people. And I think that it comes from certain areas or whatever, or, the one thing that brings my attention to is the water, the ocean. And we don't really know exactly what the heck is going on in the ocean. Like, I think that that several parts of the ocean, or several areas of the ocean, there is portals down there in that ocean. And things can come in and they can go out. And that sounded like something very old, something very ancient, is what my intuition was picking up from just the sound of it. Okay. Just listening to the vibrations and the sounds of it, because that was not her. She supposedly had an Instagram page, and I will go and check that out. I'm pretty sure that she was pretty normal. But whatever that was possessing her, uh, definitely took her life, but then died itself. And people got to understand that a lot of the times when stuff like that happens, I'm pretty sure that there are some people that, a lot of people are looking at the situation. Obviously, okay, if you weld a knife at a cop, they're going to shoot you. Like, hopefully, if you wield a knife at anybody, like, they'll have something to defend themselves with, right? Because I mean, she came out of there like chopper chopper. But I think that that cop was a hero, and when they are out there doing what they're doing, they saving folks. Because I'm just saying, they saving folks, because that cop killed some demons. That was that. And a lot of people, when they hear the word demon, they automatically, we're not talking about like the demons and the, I guess, the lesser keys of Solomon. uh you know Whatever the entity was, it not only took her out but tried to take the cop out. So that, to me, even though that lady lost her life, rest in peace, to me that was a win. And I don't even know where this happened at. Like, my mind is still boggled about the whole situation. It's very mind boggling. But this is what, every time I see something like this, I'm like, yep, that's exactly that's exactly what my spirits warned me that we were going to be seeing. And trust me, there's a lot out there. It's a lot out there. Okay. So that just, oh my God. And I believe that that cop is probably going to be a little traumatized. And if I were the cop, I would do a full spiritual cleansing on myself, as far as with encountering something like that. And so the times that I have removed Obeah from myself, I want to talk about that. The times that I've removed it from myself. I think I may have exaggerated a little bit. I've removed Obeah from myself twice, maybe three times. And the very first time that I removed it, and it was comparable to the second time that I removed it. And of course, my spirits and my deities got whatever the hell that was up away from me. And I know for a fact that somebody sent that spirit to me. Somebody sent it to me. The first time was back in 2023, and I was sitting there on the floor. I think I was getting set up for readings or something, and I was listening to something, and it just kind of made me feel like I was going crazy. Like, all of a sudden, like I was listening to like a live stream that I was listening to at the time, but then all of a sudden I felt like I was losing it. Like, it just made my head feel just kind of crazy. Uh and so, of course, eh, you know, and I mean, just FYI, because I have people trying to conjure stuff on me all the time. And my spirits are going to remove it immediately. And they're going to give me instructions on healing immediately. The second time I've had an encounter with something like that was actually last night. And it just kind of makes it feel like your mind is kind of like it's and there's actually potions that you can make that will keep that stuff out and away from you. And yes, people have conjured it. I've actually, like I said, the times that I removed it from clients, um it's a very it's almost like earth shattering, like the and I can almost recognize it now at this point, because it feels like you're being pulled into some kind of vortex or something. It's and it feels like the almost like earth is shaking. It's almost like this inner earthquake that I can sense from it. So the times that I've removed it from clients, which has been several times, um, that's exactly what I've picked up on. And it was very eerie because whatever it seems like it is a entity that is a part of some kind of larger entity. So almost like a minion of an entity. And so apparently, those spirits are supposed to be, you know, I guess the type of spirits that will, take somebody out or cause something to somebody. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I ain't trying to toot my own horn. Well, actually, I am, because y'all know that I'm kind of arrogant. Uh, you know, as a witch, I've dealt with it before, and the times that I've heard people talk about Obeah, and I'm not going to like disobey just because there's negative spirits associated with everything, you know what I'm saying? Like every spiritual belief system, there is negative spirits, but those in particular, for some reason, it almost feels like they attack specifically the nervous system. And so it's kind of strange, and but all I know how to do is get rid of it. And I can tell you that sage works on it, specifically sage, for some reason. And you know what, I noticed that when I burn rosemary, when I burn cedar near anybody, it's, or when I'm doing my burns, it's not that big of a deal. But for some reason, when I burn that sage, it gets particularly disturbing to some people. And I believe it's because it's that stuff floating around here. Now, okay. Now, oh my God, don't interrupt me coming in here being thirsty. Okay. Seriously, you're thirsty and you're not human. I believe you're a reptilian. Stop contacting me. I don't date reptilians. I only date human men. Don't contact me anymore. Okay? Go back to your planet, Ronnie, whoever you are, Ronnie. Go back to your planet. Okay? Okay, go back to the island of reptiles. Okay? And stay up out of my chat room. I don't want to talk to you. Okay? I don't. And I have a potion for you. Okay? Stay up out of here. You are not welcome. Be gone. Okay. I kind of got thrown off as far as to what I was going to say, because apparently reptilian men with very, very dry skin, they can't sit back and watch a live stream without trolling somebody's chat room at 2 o'clock in the goddamn morning. Okay. Apparently. You know, yeah, stay up out of my chat. I don't like your energy. And yes, I will do work on you. You are not messing with me. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Don't come back. Go get some attention from your girlfriend or something. I don't understand why you were so attention starved. Okay. All right. Anyway, um, I got thrown off by that person, whoever that was, because it's very duh. But what I was gonna say about it is that it's sage and certain other herbs, and just like any other spirit, it's, it's not Armageddon, it's not Revelations. It's, to me, it's not anything that people need to freak out about. Like, those spirits of Obeah can be dealt with just like any other negative malevolent spirit. Okay, basically, is what I wanted to say. It's not like, oh my God, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I've dealt with it several times. I've dealt with them several times. I've had clients that have had stuff put on them that came from the Caribbean, and it's just like any other. Okay, just like any other spirit. So it's nothing special about it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. But it's still very interesting. It's sad what happened to that lady. It's very sad what happened to her. Um, I'm not gonna read the situation, like, because typically when I read my cards, I'm confirming what I already know a lot of the times. I feel that this lady was more than likely a very nice person, and somebody cursed her, is what I feel. Now, I would have to go and do more research. If she was practicing Obeah, then clearly there was something that she did not do correctly. So, you know, she could have also been in a spiritual war. Okay. So that's another theory that, I'm not going to do a reading on it. Could have been some kind of spiritual war. And, I can honestly say, as a witch, with what I know is out there, I'm not just going to be messing around like like I got to have the top notch best protection from stuff like that. Like, seriously, like, I got to have the best of the best, you know, because I just, so that's why I don't, you know, that's why I work with goetic spirits as well as other spirits, as well as Hades, because I want to know that I have some very strong protection because of what is out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely some kind of spiritual warfare that she lost. Because, anytime the police is doing a wellness check on you and you come out slinging a knife at them, you going to get shot. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever that was that took over her, and thank God that the cop is okay, and that nobody else got hurt. That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not just like, you know, I think that blue lives matter too. I'm one of them people. Okay. Their lives matter too. And they are out on the front line, usually dealing with stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's all spiritual warfare. You know what I'm saying? I think it's all spiritual warfare. Like that. But honestly, I don't mean to sound evil, but that's something that I would love to happen to one of my enemies. I would I would love to get them all possessed and jacked up like that so that that can happen. That same exact scenario. But anyway, y'all. No, and that's only because they've tried to do it to me. Like, I've had people literally try to do that to me, and I'm so damn protected, it ain't gonna never happen. Right? And I'm not being cocky about that. Like, I'm just saying. Because first of all, um, being possessed by a spirit and having a spirit on you or near you is two different things. And I know for a fact that my ancestors and my deities and the the energies that are looking out for me, they don't allow possession of any kind. Like, you know, unless it's by them, and that's only for my protection. That would never be for my harm. Hey, Stephon Harris, how are you? Yeah, so, you know, and you can just feel them. And you could tell, like, whatever that spirit was had settled its claws into her stomach. You could tell that it had kind of settled in her stomach. I don't know why I could just see something inside of her stomach, inside of the belly area. Um, but for me, the way I've seen it, the way I've sensed it, is that they're typically at the head part. And since I always see things in advance, like I can feel something coming right before I banish it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of weird like that. Like my spirits don't let nothing touch me like that. And trust me, I was just talking to um a friend of mine about my fitness goals and everything. And I was talking to this person about it. And I was showing him videos of me back in 2020, the end of 2020, and the beginning, I believe it was the beginning of 2021. And I was kind of showing him, like, in just that 2 or 3 years time, goodness gracious, like, but see, my mother passed away in June of 2021, and I've had a lot done to me. I have. I've had, and it wasn't things that was done to me, but it was rather sort of like that sympathetic type of thing to where I allowed it to happen to myself. So I've seen all kinds and have experienced all kinds of crazy stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what else can I say. Be strong, man. You know what I'm saying? That's really all you can do. You can't let those spirits just take over you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if y'all see the video, I mean, some people would be skeptics about it. Been resting all day. I wish that I could have rested today. I've been busy today or yesterday, but I'm about to get some. I'm about to get some rest. Uh, well, yeah. If you look at the video, you'll see that to me, it's clearly possession. Like I totally agree with people that think that. And it's the worst that I have seen. Um, because a lot of the times, what I see people going through that have those spirits on them is typically headaches, dizziness, depression, really, really bad anxiety, anger, like a lot of anger. Like for me, if they're anywhere near me, I get angry. If they're anywhere near me, because I don't like that energy. And a lot of people, think that, witches, we just, are these evil people. And no, that's actually not true. We're no more evil than any other normal woman who is being threatened. You know what's crazy is that people think that for some reason, and I don't know why this has been so over exaggerated. People really love to do that gaslighting thing, but I think that it's also like a general human disconnect, because if you're doing something to piss somebody off and they react, to you and cuss your ass out, which is typically the only thing I will do to a person is cuss them out and possibly curse them or hex them if they do too much. But I ain't gonna be, I'm not a violent person at all, but it's just so weird how people love to gaslight. And I'm starting to think that it's not gaslighting. I'm starting to think that those are not actual people. Like, for example, I'm gonna go when I get off of here, I'm gonna go live on my other personal vlogging channel, and I'm gonna talk about why I believe that this dude that I was dealing with was not human. Because it is like, I'm sorry, you couldn't possibly be a human being. I've had children. um I have 4 children, and yes, I have 3 different baby fathers, okay, to the children, that I'm not ashamed of. But it's so bizarre how each and every one of those men, you know, that I dealt with, while they were not perfect, they were human. They knew how to, like they didn't make me feel like I was on another planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I want to talk about that, because I think some of these people walking around here are not human. Okay. So anyway, that's all I want to say. Rest in peace to Miss Wilson, and I will see y'all later. Okay. All right. Blessings. Bye.